Peace, family. Your boy FONZi Neutron representing for That Online. Joined with the big boss Floss Mode, aka Floss Angeles. We're right on time with it this week. It is Monday, the 22nd of April, depending on where you're tuning in from. We're kicking it live and direct from the UK. Also coming from, I was about to say Los Angeles, but you out there in you by
I'm out
Vegas
here.
actually.
I'm in near Vegas, but I'm in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Near Phoenix.
Okay, so definitely shouts out to the family out there in AZ. You boys tapping in with some hip hop conversation. Hope everybody's had a great weekend and peace and blessings to the week going forward. So there's been quite a few things that we haven't been able to touch on over the past week, just lifestyle schedules, busy and things of that nature. But over the weekend, a lot of people have been raving about the Coachella, huge festival, music, a lot of artists and stuff there. We've seen quite a bit of a fallout. One of the things has been this artist, Lil Uzi Vert, who some might be familiar with. I believe he was a guy who had a diamond encrusted in his forehead before. So he's done quite a few outlandish things in the media. One of the things we kind of wanted to address in this episode was just kind of looking at the way that masculinity can be presented within the industry. And some people feel there's an attack or some kind of agenda in hip hop sometimes when it comes to how some of the masculine figures are presented. So see if I can share this picture. This is what I believe one of the pictures. We found it on Google, so copyright to whoever it is due to. I mean, Floss, did you get to check out this festival yourself? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. I did peep it out. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to all the performers and artists that performed out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna explain it the way that I see it. Okay. Now, I'm from Inglewood, California. So when you say or you see somebody who has a name like a Mac 10, okay, you're gonna pretty much have in your mind what it's gonna be. When you see somebody named Tech Nine, you know what I mean, and you go look, boom, you're gonna see Tech Nine. He's spitting. He going hard on them out there in Colorado. You dig? But when you see somebody named Lil Uzi, you gonna think of, you know what I'm saying? He's spitting. Now, I'm not taking away from the brother's abilities as far as his talent. He tight and all that. But the gay Power Ranger look, the purse, the nails, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh. It's like, I don't know, it just seems like it's like a super agenda. Because I had to go back, instead of, I'm the type of person, I'm not going to sit there and throw no shade on nobody, and I don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else is, some bandwagon shit. But what I go back and I go do my history and I go look back and go see who I'm talking about. And dude wasn't looking like that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I can't really put my finger on it. It just seems like something, it's like a spirit or something that gets into these people. Either it's the money, or it's the agenda of it, or it's just the whole act of the whole LGBT whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing nobody. I'm over that part. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact of when I'm sitting there looking at Lil Uzi and like, I don't know, it seemed like it was real cultish, like a cult. Like how he was dancing and like you can barely understand what he was saying, but the crowd understood what he was saying. You feel what I'm saying? And they was like word for word with the shit. Now, if this was coming from a person that was jealous or envious of somebody's success, I can see somebody frowning upon what I'm saying. But this is not that. I don't trip off nobody's success. I'm not jealous or envious or have any malice against anyone. I'm just calling it like I see. And a person that's in rap, that's been doing music for a long time. I've had my successes. The reason why I'm at a pinnacle to where I'm supposed to be at is because sometimes it's not about what you're doing that's stopping you from your success. Sometimes it's what you're not doing that will stop you from success. So I just, I don't know. I'd rather hold on to me passing the mirror and I look in the mirror and be proud of what I see. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me having all the things that I want material wise and having all of the money, but when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not feeling what I see. You feel what I'm saying? It's because it's an inside. You're not supposed to be doing these certain things. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you with that agenda, more power to you. But I don't think a lot of these rappers were looking for that when they got into this industry, FONZi. I honestly feel like that way. It's the money and the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, you made quite a few different points and stuff there. I understand there's a lot of nuances, especially when we're looking at, something as vast as the entertainment industry. And, one of the things that definitely crops up is, people do look at what they feel now as a huge promotional campaign, just in general, in society for the LGBT community. Now, when we go back within the industry, some people say there always has been an existence of people from the LGBT community, maybe not necessarily at the forefront. You may have had to deal with people maybe in the behind the scenes aspect, whether it could be, people personnel, it could be executives, it could be, high end people, to just, dare I say, lower end of the spectrum, whether it's like the makeup artists and things of that nature. So I say that to say there's always probably been an inclusion of people from the LGBT community within the entertainment industry, even though some may feel as though it's been frowned upon. Within hip hop, I think a lot of people looked at it as it being staunchly against that form of practice or proclivity. But, when we think of, people dressing up and playing characters, I mean, Eminem did it in the early millennium. Some people didn't necessarily find it to be that bad of taste. Then they thought it was artistic or creative. Now we see a lot more of these male artists like cross-dressing in videos and stuff, sometimes just at events. Do you feel that this is something that's been pushed more,
I
from
do.
society that we're in, or do you think it's been pushed more from like maybe people behind the scenes, like executives?
It's the executives. It's the executives. They control. They control what the masses in the crowd, what they want them to hear. You feel me? Somebody had told me something, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, I couldn't really say nothing back to it because I knew how true it was. If they want you to be number one, you're gonna be number one. Trust and believe that. If they want your shit to sell 65 million streams, you feel what I'm saying? 65 million streams. They can make that, but at the same time, when I look at that, okay, 65 million streams, it looks like a lot of streams. It is a lot of streams. But look what Uncle Snoop said, that he sold 1 billion streams. He had 1 billion streams and only got $45,000. You feel what I'm saying? So if you really look at it, like, I think it's the execs that's pushing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That will make, do you want to keep your record deal? Do you want to be big? Do you want to be this? Are you worried about what your family, your people, and your family, or your peers are going to say about you? You know what I'm saying? Those people don't never make it. That's what they're going to tell you. These people don't never make it. If you're worried about what other people are going to say about you, these people, you'll never make it. You have to go, and they push that agenda. You feel me? And then they taking you on G4, G5, or G7 planes and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but I would think that a people like of an LGBT that have been ridiculed, have been made fun of, have been poked at, been talked down about, made fun, all this type of things, is that, okay, when y'all get in power, why is it so much a turn to y'all, to you guys think, to whereas, how come you just can't accept a person on who they are? Why do they have to be LGBT for them to go a catapult to a whole nother success?
It's interesting. I mean, I'm going to throw something out there, which is, a lot of this is rooted in speculation, so we're not accusing anybody of anything per se. So, but it can be evidence that there are a lot of high-ranking executives. I use like Clive Davis, for instance, because I believe he's out the closet and is, actively known for that sort of lifestyle. So when we look at just the entertainment industry as a whole, even with Hollywood, a lot of times we hear about the casting couch and things like that. We know that there's a lot of power dynamics where people often, you know, flex their muscle on some people. And one way to do that can be obviously to get them, you know, in the bedroom and stuff like that in some aspects and make them, you know, submit to them in that kind of aspect. So is there like a connection potentially that because some of these executives happen to be that way, you know, that they're pushing that sort of thing on the artist more so than, you know, let's say if they were straight, maybe would it be the other way
It's a
around?
control thing. It's a control thing. Definitely, it's definitely something a form of control. You know, you got to realize that, you know, I'm not like this regular person. I am an artist, and I was signed to major record labels, one of the biggest major labels. So that's the reason why I speak from experience. You know, the sad part about it is when someone really has talent, and then when they get all the way up to, it's like basically a person that plays sports, that plays playing baseball, and he started off from the minor leagues, and all of a sudden made it to the majors and all of that. But when he gets to the majors, he finds out that it really isn't about the talent. It's about this game that they play, and are you willing to play it? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes these executives, they like be on some shit like they know when a person has just gotten into the industry, they know when a person, all this is new to them. They kind of like want to be one of the first people to say that they did this with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, man. It's like I don't know. I rebelled and I went against everything. That's the reason why I'm not as huge as I could be. I could be feeling sour about it, but I'm really not, because it's my, I held on to my self-respect. You know what I'm saying? I was sad when I got all the way up there when I found out it really wasn't all about the talent. It is about the talent because you can't be whack. But the fact of it is that they're on some shit, man, to where they'll have you in an uncompromising position for the price of fame and money and see how weak you are. You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why your album is on the shelf, or they're not promoting your album as much as it could be when it's a dope album. You know what I mean? And so it makes you, it discourages you. It makes you, you know, it kind of makes you feel like, you know, but at the end of the day, it didn't discourage me because I already knew that I was right. I had older people that was in my life that was in the music industry before I was, that told me what was going to go on and what happens and what goes on. So I was prepared for it. So that's the reason why I never had to go through it.
We're having some technical difficulties, so apologies on that. I was trying to share this clip, which, you know, definitely coincided with what we were speaking about, because it was just looking at the industry. And this is an old interview from T Miles. Shout out to T Miles. He used to be A&R for No Limit Forever. And he speaks a bit briefly about some of the stuff behind the scenes in the industry. So I'm going to share a few of this and then we'll chime back in. Let's see if I can.
I'm telling y'all, they fucking niggas around out here. Y'all, they are fucking niggas around. They giving niggas some shit. It ain't even what you think. You fuck around, wake up tomorrow, shit, ass nigga with a footy on. What the fuck you just did? I mean, real shit. Your motherfucker meat pistol fucked up and your ass hurting. You don't know what the fuck to say. You don't know who to say. But this is what the game is going to. That's what it's going to.
Yeah, so just briefly, this was shared like 12 years ago. So when we're looking at some of the stuff happening with the industry, this interview has actually been repurposed now. People are bringing it up and saying, oh, wow, this was said many years ago. Does this coincide with what we're hearing now about some of these industry parties? Let's hear a bit more on this clip.
Then it is time for a contract to come out. Nigga want to sign you for 5 years. You like, nah, dog. So you don't want to sign with us? Nah. Nah. Man, pop in the tape. Show this nigga what he did last night. I'm serious. Dude, this real shit I'm telling y'all though. Pop in the tape. You sitting that motherfucker like, man, what the fuck? Yeah, well, what the fuck? That's what happened. You got fucked.
Yeah, so we see, you know, you hear some of that there, just speaking on a lot of the stuff, as I said, that we hear about the industry with these kind of parties. Even with what you saying, like with some of the executives and things of that nature. I mean, you know, you can check out the full clip. It's available there on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen that interview, but
I've seen that before.
Okay. I'll play one last bit of it and then we'll wind out. You know.
Yeah, I've seen it. Go ahead.
What you gonna do? You gonna sign that contract? You don't want nobody in the hood to see that shit. You don't want this shit to get out, dog. I'm telling y'all, and this is what I'm telling y'all like this. These niggas that you see constantly high, they're not getting high because they like to get high. They're getting high because they know what they done and they can't live with that shit for real. So I'm telling y'all this from me. This is some real shit. This real shit I'm telling y'all. This real shit. So a nigga tell you, man, oh man, I got fucked around with my contract. You don't know what the fuck done went on till they show you that goddamn tape. You gonna sign. You gonna sign. This is a shiesty, devilish game. And if you don't have no knowledge, you don't set yourself up to be fucked around. So believe me, instead of trying to get to the A&R to get your fucking music together, you better make sure your ass ready. You better go at that nigga but have another blueprint in your head to be already ready what the fuck is next. Because half these niggas you think niggas ain't niggas. These niggas is plastic pimps, rubber gangsters. And half of them like that dick. This some real hardcore shit I'm telling y'all in here. Some real raw shit.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, so we see here, you know, that was years ago, you know, we see a lot of that.
He ain't lying either. He ain't lying.
Yeah, speak on it, man. That's what we, you know, we see living proof of that right now. We're not.
See, the thing about it is that you got people now that can't wait to join that type of shit. But the thing is, they not looking for y'all. They know who they looking for. They looking for certain people, certain artists. If you too willing to do something or too down to do it, they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? They want the ones that they have to, you know what I'm saying, coerce and they have to work on. You know what I'm saying? And then when they finally turn, they'll give them. See, the money that they giving these artists, it's some paper. Now they gonna give you some paper, but that shit is chump change to them compared to the real money that they coming from and the real money that they got. You know what I'm saying? Like when you stand for something, and you stand on your business, you feel better at the end. And at the end of the day, the reward will come to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't wait, and you impatient, then you're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it. Definitely gonna go through it for sure.
It sounds like a whole lot of spiritual warfare involved in this. Because as you said, just the whole tangent of maybe some people who are willing participants, they may not necessarily be that welcomed. Whereas if it's something like, a bizarre type of initiation type of thing in some cases, or if it's something that, as you said, some people may find, glee in being like, I was the one that did that. I was the first to do that. So it's like, we're living in crazy times, just looking at the industry, as you said, a lot of craziness with these artists and stuff. Just, tying that into where we began this conversation with, Lil Uzi Vert, coming out on stage and, that kind of regalia and, just.
What killed me though, Fonz, not to cut you off, what killed me, like I kind of watched the performance and I was just like, okay, all right, okay. But then towards the end, when he ran, it was like, oh, I forgot my purse. And when got his purse, and also that's when he killed me. That's when they stabbed me up. That was it.
I mean, things have become very much like gimmicky, and I guess there's a thin line between entertainment and sometimes what some may consider a showmanship, but I definitely see the industry as a whole just going more that sort of wild entertainment aspect, similar to like WWE and things of that nature. And even on some of these shows, it can be postulated or argued that there are even live rituals taking place. Like you just had, slightly off tangent, in the wrestling world, you had a black guy win the championship yesterday, which a lot of people are celebratory of, and I'm like, all the stuff he was doing leading up to it, even though it's wrestling in recent, he had some stuff with guys drinking his blood, and he had this stuff signing contracts with blood to doing all this stuff online.
You talking about the Hispanic cat that beat the black dude yesterday?
No, this was wrestling, so this was like the proper UFC or nothing, but it's a smallish company, but second fiddle to WWE. But I digress. I was like, I guess that blood ritual stuff that he did actually paid off.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
As much as it's entertainment and people are doing these things in front of us on TV, sometimes you don't know what they're doing right in front of your eyes also as well. You know, some of it can be rituals as well, whether it's humiliation rituals, some people might call them. It can be different things of that nature. But, you know, we have laid down our thoughts. You know, we ain't got too heavy on nobody. We want to know what you guys think. If you are joining us, obviously, on YouTube, drop your thoughts in the comments and, you know, definitely hit us with those likes and subscriptions, share the content to people who have ears to listen. And, you know, we're going to keep rocking in and being social analysts on hip hop and the culture, you know.
Well, my question is this, though. If Lil Uzi wasn't dressed like that and Lil Uzi, nails wasn't painted, and that outfit and that purse and all of that, if they take all that away from Lil Uzi, will Lil Uzi still be Lil Uzi? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to go that direction? You feel me? Like Kid Cudi and them. Kid Cudi is dope. You know what I'm saying? I heard he at Coachella. He fell and hurt himself at Coachella, looking zesty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. He was in a dress and all that. I ain't mad, but I ain't glad. I just don't understand. Like I said,
it's trying to be who can be the most outlandish or push the boat out. And
who's the most shocking? Who can come out and wear a
But I mean, you know, they do that a lot, which is slightly on a different topic, but a lot of it has also been done to mock Christianity and stuff, and mock Jesus. We've seen, you know, Lil Nas X and stuff mocking Jesus and Christianity. We've seen, I believe, even Rihanna recently. Some say she was mocking Catholicism or Christian, however which way, dressed up as like a nun with blood and, you know, sexualized, that sort of thing. So I think there is a lot of, as you said, this shock and awe of what's going to get the people speaking, what's going to, you know, raise the.
Who's going to have a lot of talk, but you can do that without that. Like, I'm sure everybody just like we talking about it. Oh my God, Lil Uzi had this on and he was pumping and doing all this, all that, looking zesty and all. But still, like, why that? Like, you feel me? Like,
I mean, you know, we definitely I've seen some strange times happening within the industry and outside of the industry. Obviously, you know, we'll see where this one goes. You know, we've seen all the Diddy stuff. We're seeing more things being revealed each and every day. So I think, along with
but even with that too, he's still not locked up. He's still not locked up.
I'm just saying, with all that going on, definitely, I think we're seeing just an increase of them just turning up the volume on the outrageous stuff as well. Like the volume on that's also being turned up.
It's just, I think, you know what it is? It's the new. You don't have to be found guilty. You know what I'm saying? How they putting this out right now, how it hits everybody and all on these news channels and all that. It's like the damage is already done before they don't have to be arrested or go to jail, because this right here, all this public shit, all it does is just ruin your chances. Even if they don't find him guilty on it, people still gonna be looking at Puff side-eyed. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna be looking at King Kong side-eyed. They still gonna be looking at Justice side-eyed. You know what I'm saying?
I think, you know, people once they've made their mind up about something, it can be hard to change. We saw that. We spoke about that recently with the passing of O.J. Simpson, and, you know, who was found not guilty, and, you know, many people refused to accept that. They will always see him in their eyes as guilty. So even coincided with that, with the whole Diddy stuff and a lot of these industry stuff, yeah, people have kind of made their mind up on a lot of things. I don't, you know, before we kind of close out on that, but, you know, I want to say I did like Shine's response and how he addressed things, because Shine had been vocal in the past, like years ago when, you know, the Club New York incident first occurred, and then he did his time or whatever. And, you know, we've seen more people coming out and saying stuff, and Shine even spoke out recently and said, you know what, he feels vindicated somewhat in the aspect of just like, you know, But he also said if certain things aren't true, then he spoke about that too. And I like people who could be like that, just be fair and balanced, because there's been a lot of like slander and trashing people and stuff too, and we're all for pointing out the guilty and condemning people when they've been guilty in certain aspects. But a lot of it, we're not going to do too much of it. With that being said, before we go out, I want to say peace to Uncle Murder as well. I don't know if you ever hear this, but shout outs to Uncle Murder, because he did an interview with Vlad. And while Tony Yayo was raccooning it up and acting like a damn goof and a D-rider, Uncle Murder was keeping it real and saying, don't just keep asking me about Diddy, ask me about the white guy from Nickelodeon. And then, Tony Yayo being a raccoon was all, oh, no, why are you mentioning him? And Murder even kind of had to stand on business, kind of say, hey, I'm just asking a question because these, he kind of broke down some of the things and just how people feel in reaction to a lot of the things that's happening. And as much as Tony Yayo tried to argue that it had nothing to do with hip hop and Vlad's hip hop and all that stuff, we're dealing with bigger things that are happening in the world. And just like the Diddy situation, where people from all kind of races and groups are calling out Diddy and speaking on him, we've seen it from Piers Morgan to, from the high end of the spectrum to the low media publications. That energy should be the
Why
same.
they not speaking out about Harvey Weinstein? How come they not talking about that? How come they ain't saying Big Prince? All these motherfuckers is coming out saying all that. How come they not saying nothing about him?
Yeah, so shouts out to Uncle Murder on that one, man, because we like when people keep it real, and he kept it real. He weren't just speaking on just because his affiliations, and even said himself, his clan did it before, and he was like, he'll speak on certain things, but he ain't got to be part of like the witch hunt in that aspect. But those are our thoughts, guys. We want to know yours. Appreciate everybody who listening to the end. Let us know if you comment. Anything else you want to drop on them, Floss?
Hey man, all I'm saying is to get off that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100. Keep it real. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way this shit's gonna matter. Keep it real. This is our music. You know what I mean? Don't let people take our music and soften it and water it down. You know what I mean? I ain't hating on nobody. People's preference is people's preference, whatever it is. But at the same time, don't diminish something and don't clown something or make light of something that is so real to so many people in this world that we love this music. We love hip hop. We love all the artists, no matter what preference they are. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Show homage. If you love hip hop the way they love hip hop and making these artists be like that, how come we don't got no foundations and more schools or anything that's representing hip hop? You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Uzi, he went and donated his whole Coachella check to a charity. You know what I'm saying? When he should be opening up schools. Now I would feel different about Lil Uzi if he be how he gonna be, but do something for his own people if you making that money. That's what I'm saying. But other than that, shout out to all the artists out there. Make sure y'all push that like and subscribe button. Me and FONZi about to have some new shit going on. We'll explain later on. It's about to be popping. Y'all hold it down, man.
Yeah.